Hi everyone, we have the marketing whisperer with us today. From clicks to conversion, Jay Rathod knows it all. He is the CEO of Koffeetech Communications with 10 years plus of experience driving business growth through strategic marketing. Jay shares his expertise on leadership, innovation, a few secrets to success, and tips on growing business in 2024. We welcome you, Jay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You have been doing marketing for a very long time. And I want to start the conversation today by understanding what you love the most about marketing.
So I think a very simple word which I connect to marketing is to connecting to people, right? I mean, it's more about passing the message to the right communication to people is what I understand, or amplification. That is what we call marketing, to be very honest.
The word algorithm quite often, right? Everybody says content is king, but algorithm is way higher than content, right? So digital marketing is constantly on fleek. So what's your secret sauce to staying ahead of the algorithm?
I really feel that ultimately, as I told about connecting people, so ultimately we all focus on the root of the marketing, which is creating the right message or the right content which connects to people and which is loved by people, which is shareable by people, and which people use. Is basically value-driven content rather than value-focused or marketing content, right? Because whenever you create any digital piece of content, it is adding value to people's lives, it automatically goes viral. But if you really start saying that buy these at this price, it's not adding any value to people's thought, right? But ultimate focus is to create the content which is made by people, for the people, and loved by the people.
I'm sure you have been in the industry for 10 plus years now, and you have a lot of clients, right? Can you tell me what is the biggest marketing gamble or risk you have taken for your client that made wonders?
Not exactly a gamble, to be very honest, but yes,
Yeah.
every campaign, what you say, right? Every campaign is all about getting high risk and high rewards, right? Whatever campaign which we do for a particular client, for them, it's always a high risk thing. But ultimately, because of the right strategies, right technologies, right pieces,
Yeah.
it gives right result. I would give you an example of a real estate client, right? So real estate was all about always sharing project brochures, sharing those render creative, which nobody loves, right? I think it was in the year 2018 or 19 where we did our first video where we initially took the drone and did the construction shoot at the real time. That what how is construction happening and created a time lapse of sunrise to sunset kind of a video. And it literally worked better than a particular what you can say a main line or a very offer driven campaign because that's where ultimately it affects us, right? That when it resonates to people, it has to be a relatable content. So when we try to create relatable content, it always helped out. So, and I think now we are replicating it at every real estate brand every month. And now I think it's a part and parcel which is now used by each and every industry person now in real estate at least.
Oh, that's really nice. When I come across this real estate campaigns and social media, it's only about like basic things, what they are doing, about their clients, their new projects and all. But I really like that idea. And also, sunset is something that's always trending on social media and it clicks with
Yeah,
everybody. Yeah, so I like
correct.
that POV. Can you give me a little behind the scenes of Coffee Tech Communication? Like, how did you bring into life? How did you manage the funds? And what was the process for you to build the team?
It was all about a hustle which started in 2017, where me and my beloved wife Parita Rathod, who happens to be the another co-founder and CEO at Koffeetech Communications. So we both started the company in 2017. And initially, it was only a website development company to begin with because earlier digital era was always about websites, right? So we built websites for a year or two, and then I think we understood that it's not only about building websites, but it's about adding value. So basically, it was always focus was always value driven. That when
Okay.
you create websites, how do you add value to their businesses, right? So then we pivoted to a full service marketing agency step by step. It's not only about creating websites, but bringing more traffic to websites, then creating content, and now moving with the trends to moving to social media, mainline videos, and all about. It's a part of the passion which we love doing day and night, right? So we
Yeah.
started with like two people, me and wife in 2017, and today we are almost what 80 plus people spread across three cities to begin with: Mumbai, Pune, and Bangalore. And I think, yeah, this year we are expanding two more geographies in this coming next 5 months or so, which is there in behind the scenes, to be very honest.
Congratulations on that. Whenever someone wants to start their own business, right? They want to become an entrepreneur. The first thing they think about capital, right? So, did you worry about the funds? How did you manage? Can you elaborate on that part?
Even if I wanted to do entrepreneurship from day one, but I think I graduated in 2013. So from that 4 years, I did a corporate job. So with the knack of doing two things, right? One is to understand how the corporate works or how the ladder works in terms of the work culture front, right? So I was working in a US-based company, so I understood how the West works and how the things work. And at the same time, by doing job, I was able to save my funds, which allows me to take some risk for at least first 3 6 months to begin with.
And how many people did you have on the initial days?
So we started with two people initially, me and my wife, and then I think 5 people in the first 3 months, five, then 15 in the second year. We moved to 25, 35, 45, and today we are at 75. And I think
Okay.
we'll be reaching at 105 by March 2025.
Got it. Also, if you have to give an advice to the people who wants to start their own business, what are the three tips you would suggest?
So the top three tips is I think avoid all the hustle and bustle which is going on social media about entrepreneurship, right? Nine
Yeah.
to five and all those. Don't do that just for the sake of doing it. If you are really passionate about doing business, because business is not only content creation, business is not only doing social media campaigns, but business involves a lot of other aspects too, such as leadership, accounting, HR, finance, marketing, advertisement, team building, and all that particular part, right? So I think do it only if you are really passionate about it. Don't do it for the sake of it, is what my first tip is always about it. Second, don't do business only what you're passionate about. Because if passion doesn't give you profits, right, that
Hmm.
passion starts converting to poison. And third is play a long-term game. Don't go in the trap of this short-term things that I'll go for an IPO in 3 years and exit the company in 5 years. I mean, maybe one in lakh, right? It doesn't happen
Yeah.
overnight. So whenever you do entrepreneurship, you always have to think about a long-term approach.
Can you tell me how did you secure your first client and what was the turning point in your business?
If I give you a very grounded story, so first client always people say that you should talk to friends and family, but I think I didn't talk to friends and family because they pity for you and then they give you their work. So I didn't want to work on the pittiness. I want to work on the merits, right?
Yeah.
So I personally was doing cold calls in the first, I think, 20, 25 days. And
Yeah.
through that, we secured our first client, which was a dentist. So
Okay.
we got the dentist website done. Then we did the website in a nicer manner. So then they give us the SEO. Then gradually we moved. So they had their other partners. They have other ventures, and step by step we started doing that particular front.
Got it. What was your most epic entrepreneurial fail and how did you bounce back?
So most epic entrepreneurial fail, I think I would say I fail every day and I learn every day. To be very honest, but yes, one obstacle which I think everybody of us faced was COVID.
Yeah.
Right? So COVID 2020, our clientele was majority in healthcare previous to COVID, right? And 2020, healthcare was not having time to promote anything, right? They
Hmm.
were not giving time to promote or market, and everything was on pause. And at that time, we just stayed calm and focused on the right aspects of how do we bounce back. So that time, we started working with trainers and coaches. We started working for other e-commerce brands to begin with, and we worked as a team. We didn't lay off a single person. We didn't block anyone's salaries during COVID. And I think that is the investment which we made during COVID is what fruits which we are eating today, to be very honest, because we have grown three times than what we were in COVID. So if I say 70 to 20 was one journey,
Yeah.
but 21 to 24 is 3x or 5x of that journey. And that is, I think, only because the mindset shift which we did in COVID.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. And also, I'm sure you have a pretty busy schedule, right? So, how do you prioritize self-care as a busy entrepreneur?
So it's not only about busy schedule, but I think it's all about managing the time or delegating the right jobs to the right people at the right time. So majority of our work is delegated to the team members, and my job is to monitor, meet people, meet our clients, meet our team members.
But don't you feel like burnout on certain days?
On certain days, yes. So at that certain day, for example, it might be a Wednesday afternoon, right? So I'll
Yeah.
just sit in my cabin, maybe start a Netflix movie and watch out for next 2 3 hours, and I mean just calm down myself because everybody has to take some break at some or the other point in time, right? So
And how do you manage family time?
my wife is the co-founder at Koffeetech Communications,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
she understands what hustle do we do on a regular basis. But now, after having a 3-year-old son, I have managed my time much more effectively by keeping my work schedule at work and family life at home. I don't carry my work to home for sure. And that's how I think you balance it out. And I might have a 6 day week sometimes, or I might have a 5 day week, but I think Sunday is dedicated to families, and I think we try to take at least one vacation every 3 or 4 months, so which allows us to uh,
Rewind.
regroup again and rewind, and I mean,
Yeah.
and have also it's a win-win for all of us. It's like a good family time and also a good comeback to business because all the noise in the mind is completely erased off. So,
Yeah, yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Also, I think now we have come to the most fun part of the interview. That's the rapid fire. You will have to
okay.
be very quick with your answers, and it has to be like either if I say three tips, you have to give me three words. If I say one sentence, you just have to give me a word out. Okay. Three tips to get your first client,
Cold call, cold emails, communication,
three tips to approach your client,
LinkedIn, call, message,
okay, three tips to avoid during a pitch.
negative words, avoid blaming other agencies. And so talk about ROIs of what you get after the pitch.
Okay. So I want to understand the mind of a leader now. Okay, this section is totally about that. If you could go back in time, what advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Learn delegation.
Okay. And favorite social media platform as a marketer?
LinkedIn. LinkedIn.
High five on that.
Thank you.
I had an amazing time talking to you. Your answers were really
Same
nice.
here.
It was, yeah.